that art is spiritual, and you try to bring that out in the people you interview?
Oh, absolutely. And I think Frank Mason, he even mentions it, that he kind of feels, he believes in a God that is propelling him to do the work that he's doing. And I think all of us, whenever we're doing something, if we're cooking or we're painting or we're writing, you do go somewhere else. And it is a spiritual time. You're outside of yourself. You're no longer thinking about the bills or whatever else keeps your day rocking. And so it is a very contemplative, spiritual place, no doubt about it. And beautiful art has come out of spirituality. I mean, unbelievable. I mean, from Buddhas to Sistine Chapel. I mean, it's quite a good source.
Frank has been absolutely magnificent throughout his life in terms of defending the past.
I grind my paint, I follow the old master's rules. I don't use the modern techniques at all. Today, most of it's intellectual. You paint the picture, then you write pages explaining it. See, a great Rembrandt doesn't need explanation.
This has come to be seen as a kind of heresy in terms of modern art politics.
We live in an age that attacks anyone who believes in anything. She said, it's over, it's done, it happened 200 years ago, it'll never be done again, so who do you think you are? Frank Vincent Dumont, a great painter, a teacher at the League, looked around at me and said, now Frank Mason, someday you will teach. And I said, not me. I've been there 50 years now. Got to New York on very little, and New York was the greatest place in the world. You could always survive somehow here.
He stands by what he believes. He is a very brave practitioner.
The thing that really sent me off was my first Great Commission. Congratulations, paintings accepted. Will hang in the 11th century church of San Giovanni da Malta, where the Bernini is on the altar. I cried my eyes out. I like to think that I've made a contribution, as they did 500 years ago in the art world. They dedicated their lives to God. God gave me a gift. I followed what I was told to do.
There's a
Have you
question.
balanced some of the people, the artists that you have? Because unfortunately, I agree with the teacher who told him that it was Frank Mason, that it was a mistake, that he had to be in his own time. So in the end, all you can do is you can admire Frank Mason's stubbornness and his technical ability, but there's no way to consider it as far as. However, there are people like Rothko and other artists besides the who.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any of those kind of people to
Well,
balance? Because see, when you
they're not
take
alive.
Frank Mason and then take Buckley,
Yes.
it sounds like you're old school. You're defending a certain kind of that you grew up with.
No. I appreciate your comment, but what I'm doing is, it's sort of like if you read a book, someone is telling you a biography about another person. These are biographies of these people. And like, I didn't have the thing that, not necessarily the views of the person, but that is really it. I thought they were interesting. Yeah, I thought they were interesting people, and I liked them.
They are.
And I thought they were interesting because they were so passionate and they just stayed with it no matter what. But personally, I do have some issues with both artists. I have issues with a lot of things, but I just thought they were interesting subject matter. With Frank, we also went to Venice, Italy, and where his paintings hang in an 11th century church next to, and the Bellini's on the altar. So we flew him over there. There's beautiful footage. Pardon me?
That's the prairie.
San Giovanni da Malta. And then we're in Little Italy. So I thought it was a really good New York story. I was born in Manhattan. My family's been here for quite a while. So I just love the place. So I wanted to bring to life, like, the inhabitants, and these are just 3 of many. Although now we're going over to England and Ireland with
The question was from Sherman Drexler, who a lot of you know as a painter, also married to Rosalind Drexler, who was a pop artist in the 60s, who's just had a terrific show.